Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready for another round? Guess who's back? Money Mitch is back from the cruise. And you guys know, on a cruise, you spend a lot of this. Now it's time to make some of this, baby. Let's get after it. You know where you're at. Live trading with Benzinga. Smash the like. It's the start. The small account challenge. Hit the like.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, let's get into the action. You guys know where you're at. This is, of course, live trading with Benzinga. I want to go ahead and bring on my guy, Ryan Faloona, in the house. How we doing out there, team? You guys ready?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm really excited for the small account challenge. An extra special thanks to Moomoo for letting us do this. I always like trying out new brokerage platforms, and this one's really exciting. I'm going to say this little sneak preview here. I'm going into this like any other trader would be going into their small account. We've got $500. It's a margin account, so I'm dealing with PDT, and I'm dealing with a broker that I'm not familiar with. So you are going to see the pain points. Get ready. That is part of the process here. The other thing I want to say real quickly is, first of all, Team Cheek asking, oh, is Andy coming back this week? I don't know if he's coming back this week, but we'll get him back on. I talked to Andy over the weekend. He had a great time. He can't wait to come back. Mitch, we had Andy guests fill in while you were gone twice. It was awesome. Team Cheek also asking if anyone got snow over the weekend. No, Team Cheek, we had rain and cold here in Chicago, so it rained out my golf. I'm a little bit bummed about that, but the snow was actually last weekend. We had snow in Chicago last weekend, so not this weekend. And then finally, I want to give a shout out to everyone in this chat for last week for helping me out, helping me get through without Mitch so that Mitch could enjoy his cruise with his wife. Let's go. So extra special shout out to all of you out there. We're going to have some fun this week. Mitch, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Definitely, and excited to go ahead and announce, as you guys see at the top, we are now sponsored by Moomoo. So I want to let you guys know, if you guys want to check out some free, useful investment tools, or maybe get into a little bit of some paper trading, right? I know a lot of new traders are out there that watch in and tune in on us. Well, right now there is a paper trading competition that Moomoo's holding, and the first place prize is $1,500 in cash coupons. And all the participants, of course, receive 1 month of Benzinga Pro. So if you guys want to get Benzinga Month Pro for free, you guys just go ahead. Click the link. You guys see the QR code in the top right corner, also in the description below. You guys can go ahead and open up. And if you open an account and deposit, you will receive up to 15 free stocks. Yes, we're competing with that other one out there. You guys know about it, but get your free stocks. We're excited. Ryan and I are going to be doing a small account challenge. Also, Zunaid will be in it. It's just going to be with $500 starting off. Of course, we'll be under the PDT rule. Unfortunately, we can't get outside of that. But what we can do, of course, is be smart with our trading and get after it. We're going to try our best to see who's going to get after it, who's going to continue in the lead. And of course, we'll keep up with you guys, let you guys know all the trades that happen on there. And of course, show you execution straight from Moomoo's platform. So if you guys want to check that out, stay tuned, team. So much more for you guys here. Let's get into the stock action today. All right. So the first thing I want to do is just take a look at some of the top stocks. Of course, you guys know I've been out for a couple of days, so I got to get back into the flow of things. Not going to immediately just be, swinging for the fences because, of course, I've been out of the game. And when you're out of the game, what do we want to do? We always want to focus on a process approach. So the first things first is starting to get back into the zone. So start looking versus trading. That's what I'll be doing out the gates. But one stock, of course, Apple. I've talked about it as one of the strongest stocks out there, at least in my eyes. You guys can see how this has been going higher and higher. We're now towards 169. And with the good earnings report, could we just be up there at maybe all-time highs? I definitely do think that that's in play. I'm going to be watching Apple as one of my top watches today. Keep that in mind. Another one that is moving today, SoFi had some earnings, right? We'll keep watch on SoFi. You guys can see the earnings right here, right? Perfect right there for Moomoo. Right at the bottom, it has these E's that you guys can just see the earnings as they come out. We'll see what happens with SoFi, if it could take that next step up. Also going to keep an eye on MGM. MGM does have earnings after the bell today, so I think it could run into those earnings. Does it mean that I'm going to hold it after the earnings? No, this might just be kind of a day trade rental type of play. I'll keep it on watch. That's MGM. And of course, Tesla, the Tesla Dragon, has been coming down. It has pulled back towards that 155 zone. Now I'm going to see if it can start making its way back, because it did get into the gap zone that I was talking about for so long. I was gone when this happened, but now I think this can actually make a move back into the up gap. So there's a gap here from around 168 up there towards around 177 that I'll be watching to actually fill right back up. So you know how Tesla loves to be a little volatile. It goes up, comes down. We'll see if it comes up again. All right, now kicking it to my man Ryan, of course, and we're going to still be using Benzinga Pro, of course. We'll be mixing it up between the two platforms and maybe also bringing a little bit of my TC. I'll try to do my best to keep an eye out on all the sectors and moves out there. You guys let me know what you guys are seeing. Now to kick it to Ryan. What's going on, my friend? It's good to see you.
All right, good to see you too. So this is what we're going to do here today. First of all, I'm going to start as always with the movers tool. This is how I identify stocks. New brokerage be damned. I'm going to use the same tools that help me identify trade setups, and I'm going to rely on Benzinga Pro. Now, one administrative note here. First of all, it is switching screens for me to switch from Moomoo to Pro is a little bit cumbersome. Mitch is going to help me out on the production side, so we're gonna tighten that up here. But for today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth. I will show you any trade entered or exited on the platform itself, so you can get an idea of how that process goes. And I'm going to show you how I set up for today. So what we normally do here is I normally run through the movers list here and do technical analysis on these lines. Like, for example, this pre-market intraday high double top of 4 on QH. What I'm going to do here every morning is I'm going to come into the movers tool, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab these top movers, and I'm going to copy them. I'm going to paste them into Notepad. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a watch list, and I'm going to do this every single day for us. So let me stop my Benzinga Pro share. Let me go back to Moomoo here. Here is my Moomoo setup. So again, I'm not going to fault this broker for me being new to it. So anything that I can't find, it's not the broker's fault or anything like that. It's me. I have not gone through the education enough, but I've traded enough to know what it is that I need to have easily accessible in my brokerage platform, even if it is a small account challenge. So one of the things that you see here on the left-hand side is going to be my watch list. This is a lot of the stocks that I watch. I'm going to have a SPY chart up here so I can monitor the intraday activity. I have the watch list, the chart, the order entry tools, the option chain, and the order book all linked together. Okay, so what that means is that if I change the QH in here, it's going to change all of this other stuff, and it's going to get me ready to go. Is my thing?
I don't know why it's all black there. It just looks like the screen went black on us, but maybe just reshare there. There it goes.
Yeah, there. Okay, so again,
issue there.
We're going to work through some sharing issues, Mitch. When we get OBS, I'm ready to go with OBS, by the way. So when we get that, we'll have this tightened up for you a little bit.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create that watch list of those movers that we just looked at. I'm going to create it here in Moomoo. So what I'm going to do is
using a combination of tools there, a little Benzinga Pro and Moomoo together.
That's right. So here we go. I'm going to have my daily I don't know why it keeps doing this. I don't know why whenever I open up a new window, it seems to change the there we go.
There we go. It came back.
Okay.
We'll get it. We'll get it right.
Again,
guys.
it's just because I'm sharing. It's because I'm sharing a window. I don't have a monitor capable of sharing. I'll work through that. But anyway, you can't see it right now because it's a different window that popped up. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the watch list that I just created. So I basically used Pro to do this. I'm sorry about the blacked out screen, Mitch.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, we really should figure that out. So I basically just created a watch list, or I just created a text file of the different tickers. Let me go ahead and open this. Okay, and then import. Okay, and then let me go back to my layout. Okay.
There you go.
So what I have here, let me reshare my screen again. I apologize for this. Okay. So what I have now is I have all of those morning watches right here. I have them all from the imported list. So I've got these 14 stocks. So while I'm actually trading, I'm gonna keep this watch list on the side, and we'll be able to see if any of those move. But again, I am going to be flipping back to that relative volume scanner. That's how we identify new plays here. So really looking forward to that. Should we go over the stocks that I have? We only got a couple of minutes here. Let me really quickly do that. Let me really quickly do that. So I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to go back to Benzinga Pro. All right, let's really quickly go over some stuff. So we already talked a little bit about QH here. This is going to be one of those Chinese names. 4 absolutely is the spot that it stopped. We came back in towards the VWAP here a little bit. SNTG, we've actually traded this one before on the show. This has run pretty high. We were as high as 763 coming all the way back in here, actually looking like it wants to lose this support. So we've seen a lot of sell volume here in the pre-market. We're actually below the VWAP. Let's see if this breaks down. We only want to trade things that are affirmed here. HLP, this popped as high as 36, but all the way back down. I'm not even going to chart this one. We'll see if this gets rolling throughout the rest of the regular session, but to me, this might be one of the crazy ones. In fact, speaking of the crazy ones, let's check on some of that. Top, probably the craziest of the of last week. We had obviously that after hours on Friday when the regular session opened. We traded back up to 260. Miraculously, the stock is still 65. We don't have a lot of interest here today. Now you'll notice here that we are this has actually formed a support level, as crazy as that sounds. We'll see if we actually get a turn up here in top. By the way, with some of these, it's possible that your broker doesn't allow you to buy them. So I'm not even sure if I can buy this stock here in Moomoo, let alone successfully trade it. So keep an eye on top. The other one that we talked about last week real quick was Megal. This one was also kind of moving with that. This is still holding its gains, much lower price. Still a halt fest, though, so we'll see if Megal ends up curling up, moving through 3 here, and then maybe taking out 332. Next, we have NNOX. This is NanoX Imaging. I can't remember if we've traded this one here before. We do have a catalyst here. That's what I was trying to get for you. NanoX shares are trading higher. If the company reported on April 28th, it received a 510K clearance from the FDA to market the Nanox.arc as a stationary X-ray system, intended to produce tomographic images of the human musculoskeletal system, adjunctive to conventional radiology and adult patients. Okay, I'm going to try not to butcher those. Why is it moving? Anyway, this is trading up here. We were as high as 12. This one's a little bit thin. Let's see what kind of action we get in it. iLag is back. We've traded this one a whole bunch, right? This was a low float stock that moved all over the place. We were as high as 240, sitting here under the VWAP of 194, right about 180. We'll see if this ends up get going. YGF, Yangu Fang. This is one of the Chinese names. This has really kind of come back in. That looks like a kind of a top repeat, but it's already bled back most of its gains. JZ, same deal. I feel like we've traded this one here before. Kazoo, one of those. This thing really leaking here. I see this actually did have some news here this morning. Let's see if we can get that newsprint here. Iveric Bio shares are trading higher after Estella announced it would acquire the company for $40 a share. So you can see we're coming in a little bit. Sounds like an acquisition of 40. Probably won't end up playing this. And then SoFi, Carvana, and JPM. JPM, of course, in the news here because they're taking over First Republic. So we're going to watch the exact same tools that we normally watch. If I produce any order entry using the Moomoo system, we will let you know. Looks like the chat wants to take a look at CXAI. This was Andy's home run from last week. This is up again here this morning, it looks like. Looks like we're kind of trying to take out this little level here. 1431 is what I have from Friday. This stock was as high as 1765 on Friday. So let's see if we get going here. On CXAI. Target that I would really like here is going to be 16, right? If we can move up from 4 to 16 here, that'd be pretty good. If we get up to 1765, I expect a test that might actually cause us to pop above. So we'll see if we end up getting that on CXAI. That is definitely on watch here today. Okay, let me go through the chat here. JP Morgan looks like a buy. They're scooping up First Republic for like free. This is the common thought here. They are getting it because the FRC went into receivership. They're going to get it for pennies on the dollars. A lot of talk earlier about the rich getting richer. In this case, the big banks getting even bigger. They were, of course, the winner of the 2008 global financial crisis. So we'll see. We'll see what that ends up meaning for JPM. I'm still weary of the bank trade in general, although at this point I admit JPM probably safe to own, best in breed for retail banks without a doubt. So FRC, we told you last week this was dangerous to trade, down another 40% here today. Just there are easier stocks out there to trade than messing around with the bank stuff. If you have a feel for it, that's one thing. If you have information about it, I guess that's another. But yeah, we'll probably look for things that are a little bit more predictable. Any option swing for today after the market and tomorrow's pre-earnings release? That was the one thing, because with the new broker here, I did not get the earnings graphic prepared. Shame on me. I will try and get that here. Let me see.
We don't have it right now, but I know Thursday you got Apple. We can go through some of those. So
yep, I'll go about getting that. I just thought maybe we had that handy here, but you're right. The biggest one is going to be on Thursday. Big Mama Apple is going to report earnings, and Apple actually had a pretty good week last week, up here just shy of 170 at 169 and change. So we'll see if we end up taking out that 170 and moving higher. One of the other pieces of news that we got over the weekend, up there is the market. One of the other pieces of news that we got involved the Macau casinos. Macau stocks rally as analysts eye return to revenue to pre-pandemic levels. Apparently there was a lot of foot traffic in Macau. Okay, let's get going here.
That's why maybe MGM here. So we'll look to see if MGM gets a move out the gates here. Just looking around to see what else is making moves here. Let's take a look here. One thing that I can also do is Moomoo has a lot of really good ability to like explore, look for kind of heat stuff, what's moving, what's not, right? So at least from our watch list, you can tell right out the gates, SoFi is not looking too bad. It's pulling back a little bit. MGM is already up a significant amount. Tesla red here to start. Maybe a red to green move for Tesla. We'll be looking for that. How's the overall market here? It looks like it's trying to go up a little bit. Going to see if we're going to make a move up. Tesla hard downside action out the gates here. 163 down to 162. Let's take a look around. Apple moving higher a little bit. So that doesn't look too bad there. We'll see what else is making moves here in the market. Let's go to the Explorer tab here. Just give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm really excited to watch, Mitch, is moving from different screen to different screen. So one of the things that I've been struggling with is that when I click on one of the other things to explore, I lose my layout, and then I actually have to open my layout again. Now I save it. That Moomoo has great tools for saving these different layouts that you create, so don't be afraid of that. But just that's something that I'm struggling with here early.
Yeah. And it's just a way of finding how to make it work, right? I think that's the important part. Looking at some NASDAQ stock to see what's up today. Starting to see some things getting a move here. Seeing some silver. Silver seemed to be up in the morning, and I saw JNUG also looking like it wanted to get going here. You guys can see that nice little pop here on JNUG. So I'll take a look at it right now. JNUG gold getting a lift here. So gold getting a nice little push up. We'll see what happens. JNUG. Nice little push higher here. Let me go to the 5-minute chart, see what we're seeing right now. Nice little lift there to 44. We'll see if it can pull back here, but doesn't look too bad at all for a move today on JNUG. It's up there to 44 from 43.50. All right, looking at the sectors, basic materials leading, healthcare, industrials, not looking too bad. Basic materials, not looking bad. Of course, we just talked about gold and silver, so definitely keep your eyes on that. You can take a look at copper plays today. FCX also had earnings. How's that doing here? Let me go ahead and take a look. pulling back here out the gates after going up in the pre-market. It is finding support around here. Doesn't seem like a bad area to find some support around this 38.40s. We'll see what happens here. Next level layer down would be 38.25. So that's what I'd have to risk off of. I'm going to go ahead and take a look to see if I take a shot on this one. And of course, we'll let you guys know also when we take shots on the small account challenge. Of course, the small account challenge, we need to kind of be smart with our orders there. We don't got a million orders that we can put out on that one, but we will let you guys know when we take a shot on the small account challenge. You guys smash the like. You guys see Moomoo here. You guys can definitely hit the link in the top. You guys can use the QR code top right corner or hit the link in the description below.
All right, I was watching SNTG, one of the stocks here from the list. SNTG definitely moving lower here. Was looking like it was going to try to take out that VWAP, but moving lower here. If it doesn't break the low here, maybe I'll take a stab at this one in the small account challenge.
All right, Ryan, if you want, just go ahead and use your pro screen because it seems like when you open your new windows, we're still having some issues with that. So until we resolve that, let's just go use your pro and I'll use my Moomoo.
Okay.
All right, here's a nice little pullback for FCX. Looking at it right now to maybe take a little bit of a bottom fishing type of buy here. I don't mind taking a shot here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a starter here in FCX if I can get in here. There we go. Got 45s, 38.45s there. A little starter there to start it off. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit slow. I don't want to be too crazy, too fast, but I like the way this one looked on the pullback. This is kind of more of a pullback look here, so doesn't look too bad. Just grabbed a little bit here. We'll see if this can kind of hold the horizontal line here. Definitely don't want it to get back through like kind of this 27 area. That's kind of like the risk right now. Right now at 38.40s. At a pre-market high of 38.95.
SNTG trying to bounce off this 3 level here on SNTG. Nice little 14-cent bounce so far. I didn't buy that knife back just because didn't feel
just
great.
Added a little bit there on the FCX at the 38.50s. Going to look to see now we have like kind of a double or triple bottom here. Can let it test 38s, but won't let it get through 26. Know my risk. Let's see what happens. All right, let's get after it, team. How we doing out there, team? Top halted, says Matt. Of course, I heard about that one. What the hell was going on in some of these stocks when I was gone, man? Are some of the AI moves moving today? We'll take a look at that. All right, a little leg lower here for FCX. Going to go ahead and add on this. Just looking for it to kind of balance out, start making its way back.
SNTG, nice little bounce off 3 here. Got about 30 cents on that so far. I'm not in this one, but I am kind of watching it. Nice little sell block there at 335. Really what I'd like to do is clear out that first move on SNTG, that first little down move. We can clear that shoulder out. This looks like this wants to go higher here. Might be in the process of retesting 3 to the downside, SNTG.
All right.
QH, by the way, might be trying to bounce off the VWAP here.
MGM in the green, Apple now into the red. Getting some drag in the market here. See if the market starts coming back down here. All right, so I'm averaged at 38.45 here for FCX. I'm still looking at it, still balancing out at the bottom here. We'll look to see if we get a bounce, red to green move back to the upside, but it is coming down. 25s will stop me out there. Just keeping an eye on it. JPM tanking out the gates. Is grateful to God. It did do a little bit of a pullback, now bouncing a little bit. Seems like it caught some support around the 141s. Now back to VWAP. We'll see if that starts getting a move. And, of course, I also would say take a look maybe at FAS today. Financial Bull, 3-time leverage. It looks interesting as it starts to make a red to green move, starting to get back above 63s. I like the pullbacks to 63 here, but we'll see if I'm able to get an entry on it.
QH looks like that's trying to turn up. SNTG still holding out down here. You guys are talking about CXAI as well.
FCX. All right, I'm trying to get FAS there on a pullback below that. I'll let you guys know if I do get a full fill below 63. XCX starting to come back here now. Doesn't look too bad. Let's just see it start getting into the 40s, making its way to 50s, and I'll add one more time for the move back above the VWAP. All right, keeping an eye on this. You can see how it's balancing out on the 5-minute. Doesn't look too bad on the 5. We'll see if it can kind of hold here at the support. There is a support that's right above it towards the 38.39. That's on the 5-minute. We'll see if that holds and then just recovers 38.40. Boom, boom. What is out there? CXAI being called out by Trent. How's that one doing today? CXAI. Ooh, nice little pop out the gates there for CXAI. This could be one that I maybe take the Moomoo shot on. Dun dun. CXAI. I like this. I like the setup here. It looks pretty interesting. And I like the pullbacks here to 1366. Just jumped off of that out the gates. You guys can see that. Look to see. This is pulling back now to the 1450 VWAP. Doesn't look too bad. I'd like to see a dip closer towards 14 and then a recovery of 1450, but we'll see what happens there in CXAI. All right, FCX now starting to turn back around, so it doesn't look too bad there. Let me go here and try to get you in a little bit of a closer chart here. There's the 1 minute, so you guys can see on my chart there. We'll look to see if this can start making its move back here and holding that 38.31 low. We don't want to see that break now. Also, MGM going higher out the gates here. You guys know is one of my top watches. I missed that move on MGM, but trying to add here on FCX. Just got another add here. Now I got one left I can do, but doesn't look too bad in that 38.45.
All right, my first snafu problem here. So one of the things that I had to do, I tried to buy SNTG here at 330 on the curl back up. You can see we're popping up here to 360. What happened is that as soon as I tried to place that order, it told me that I needed to accept a disclosure to trade penny stocks. So because of that, I ended up missing my limit. I have no position. I'm certainly not going to chase here. SNTG going. So
No
first of all, awesome stuff here because this went to 4. That was exactly the target that Crow had here. The entry would have been great off this bounce, but not quite ready for it. Should be ready to go going forward here.
Hey, no worries. You shake them off. Let's keep it moving.
That's how it goes. Look, This is how when you're new, if you're not experienced with your platform, this can happen. This trade, I missed this trade because of my inexperience with the platform, but I only made that once. If this happens again, then it would be something for me to look at.
Exactly. All right, we'll see what happens there. MGM a little bit higher, so that one wasn't a bad watch on our watch list, right? We talked about that one right out the gates. It's making a move there from 45.29 there all the way up there now towards 45.90. Doesn't look too bad there. Nice little 70-cent pop, and I also would be watching Win with that one. I saw Win up earlier. You guys can see that's starting to move up. So keep your eyes on Win. Win up to 117.85. It's big move there in the casinos. Apple back to green there. It looks like it. Yeah, there you go. And JPM into the green here. Still pulling back a little bit. We'll look to see if I get an FAS fill. Tried to get in there at 63. It went back to 63.07. No fill on that one. Keeping an eye out on this FCX. Want to see it get towards the 38.50s here and really get moving.
I'm watching iLag here on a move right through the VWAP.
All right, we'll see what happens here in FCX. If I could really get this getting back up above the 38.50s, I think we could get the red to green, but it's pulling back right now. SPY is moving higher. Qs are moving higher. Maybe I'm in the wrong area, but I can see right now basic materials leading, industrials leading also. So bounce back in those areas. And the Qs trying to go higher. Every sector into the green here from the open. All right, gold and silver are up. Yeah, definitely. We talked about that one right out the gates there. Norwegian Cruise Line making a climb. All right, doesn't
Yeah.
look too bad.
Mitch, while you were gone, Brug was asking about being bullish on cruise lines, and I said, Brug, wait till next week. Come back and check in with Mitch because he's going to have some boots on the ground information about Royal Caribbean. Maybe this is a good time to talk about that. What did you see on your cruise? How was the foot traffic? How was the quality? How was just everything in general?
We're leaving port, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Definitely, it was a good time, man. I'm going for the FCX here, guys. I just added one last time. I'm going to hold off the 38s now. I'm tightening my risk here because I want this kind of double bottom right there and then just get up through the 38.50s. I've taken that last little entry fill. I'll let you guys know if I do get stopped out in this one. But definitely, what I think about the cruise lines overall is, and I would say about recession overall, it doesn't seem like the consumer seems to care. Let's just say that. I can just tell you that. I know it may be crazy. We have massive amounts of inflation, massive amount of more spending, but yet there's still money out there, team. So I highly doubt that we're going into a recession. That's what I would say, especially coming back from the cruise. We'll see. We'll see what's the deal, guys. I'm getting tested on this FCX. We'll see if it cuts through.
ILAG still flirting with its VWAP. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to take one here, Mitch.
I see you. I see you, man. At least for Moomoo, I think I'm going to be a little bit slower on the small account just because, you know, one thing I don't want to do today is just kind of ruin that account today. So
exactly.
Since I'm not
what I'm going through.
No, I mean, mine's a little bit harder because, I mean, at least you've been trading last week, Ryan, but I'm like feeling a little out of tune, right? Like, I don't know what really happened last week. I don't know what the current environment is. I need to find out what's going on first before taking some shots.
QG halted.
All right. I'm about to get stopped out on this FCX here.
By the way, QH ran through that 4 spot that we talked about, halted at 450 here.
Which one? QH?
QH, yep.
QH. Ooh, 450 hold. That thing took off fast. This looks like a China play, right?
Yep. And Mitch, that's kind of my issue too. You know, like I want to take some of these, but I don't want to burn through all my day trades quickly. I still am dealing with the same macro thing where I'm not confident holding some of these stocks overnight, but
that's where it gets difficult, right?
Yeah, definitely trying to set one up here. Unfortunately, missed SNTG. That would have been a nice day trade right out of the gate. Watching ILAG right here, although it looks like it's not coming back into that 190 area, the nice little push away from the VWAP here. The good news is that so far we're identifying the right stocks. It's just haven't been able to get into any of them, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to be patient.
GLD trying to set up here. It's like a really tight trade, though. That's the only problem why I'm not going after it. I'll show you guys that right now. But to me, it just didn't seem like too much there, right? It can go to 46 is the high right now. It's around 37. It's a lot of lows right in the same area. I was looking at that for like kind of a gold trade. Let's look at NEM. Maybe that one looks a little bit better here. All right, let's go to that stock here. You can see it's pulling back here after a recent kind of little bounce off the VWAP. And probably giving an attempt to the downside action to see what happens there. But going back there towards FCX, it's back there towards 39. I'm still in this one, but it doesn't look the best. It's just kind of battling out here. We'll look to see if it actually can make the move.
SNTG looks like it's trying to go through the VWAP here on SNTG.
All right, what's going on out there? It's like Coachella and Stagecoach concert in Indio, California. People are paying $6,000 for a weekend in Airbnbs. Well, Airbnb, right? Why not Airbnb? I was looking at that stock. How's it doing today? Actually up.
SNTG, this might want to go higher here.
Ooh, actually like Airbnb, man. That looks interesting there. You know what? We might take our first trade in Moomoo today. I'm telling myself to slow down, but I can't help myself.
I know I can't either. That's
I can't help myself. We'll see if Airbnb can get back over the highs. They're already kind of getting a little bit lift in the pre-market, and then now it's getting a nice little push here in the market. I kind of like the move here. I'd have to get close to 120s, but it's at 120.46 there, Airbnb. All right, FCX definitely turning around there a little bit on me. Just about to get out on that. Out there, out of FCX. Took the first hit there on the day, but hey, that's how it goes. You win some, you lose some. And on this one, not looking too great there. Seeing the SPY maybe kind of topping out a little bit here, but definitely trading the wrong names here, as it seems like energy now taking over, industrials and healthcare names doing well right now. We'll see what else is doing well. Medical instruments and supplies doing well today. Let's take a look at some other areas in health. BDX, stocks like that doing well, decent. All right, looking around to see what else is making moves. That BAX doesn't look too bad either. Baxter, we were talking about that one on Market Structure Mondays. Yeah, some of these medical stocks are definitely having a nice little push. Intuit Surgical, nice little push. That's a Lab U. There you go. That's a little bit higher. Looks like the biotechs are doing well today. All right, let's go around. Let's take a look at what else is making moves here. Let's go to the NASDAQ.
SNTG kind of hanging out right in this zone. It looks like it wants to push higher here, but it's right at the VWAP.
Whew. Some of these really ripping on the day. These smaller names are doing really well today. There's QH, SNTG. That's also a really small one that's doing well. That one looks interesting right now.
SNTG big pullback here. We're beneath the VWAP. Be careful. This is what I wanted to avoid with the small account, because you can't get in and out of things.
Yeah, that's the hard part. That's the part that if you're going to go for penny stocks, you got to be careful. Another thing is I want to see a history of this move actually holding. If I look back, I see like 14 spikes that never held. And so that scares me.
And see, that's the thing. Like, even with the small account challenge, I've got all 3 of my day trades here. So I can actually take one of these quick ones, but I really want to focus on the entry. And I missed the really good entry that we already called out here when it pulled back down to 3. So I don't want to just kind of blow a day trade for the sake of blowing a day trade. I want to make sure that the setup is good.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed is I missed it definitely while I was gone, but what happened to First Solar? Was that earnings?
Yeah. I can't remember. Did they report? Yes, they did. And then also ENPH reported, and it was not good.
Oh, no bueno, no bueno. Definitely got the big smackdown. It's trying to come back a little bit today, but it got hit hard. GE coming back a little bit today. That doesn't look too bad. I pushed strong there. Honeywell. Should I dip into the honey? Oh, man, I should have still held my honey. I could have had this one. This one's looking good there. Honeywell, after the recent pullback, getting strong there. I kind of like this one too. I'm going to be looking for pullbacks to like 200. It already did it today in the pre-market. So Honeywell, not a bad move there on the day. Going to keep an eye on it. Lab U still going higher. Energy and industrials.
Crow's looking at QH. Crow, I like this. I like this spot here. We really took the top off at 390 here. We actually rocketed through 4. What I'd really like on QH here is a pull back to the VWAP and a nice little firm up there. That might give us another opportunity.
FSIL up. Yeah, that's pushing a little bit higher. Seems like we're getting a lot of more momentum names to start getting a little bit of a lift. So you got to be looking for those momentum names.
Mitch, I like this Moomoo so far. I know it's early, but I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the dark skin on it. Mm-hmm. I like the customizability of it. Yeah. Very, I like that from Pro. So when you talk about being able to customize your layout in your workspace, I'm going to like that.
Seeing Tesla come back here towards VWAP. I was looking for red to green on Tesla, so I'm looking at it right now for a potential day trade here. Got to be smart. I'm willing to take the shot here. I'm taking a little bit here off the 161.75s. Got to keep it tight at first because I want this to kind of just get going here, and then I can work to add on pullbacks.
SNTG breaking out here, going higher.
It just took a little bit there on Tesla. All right, a little pullback action here down towards the 162s. Could add the low 162, but I still got to hold off the kind of the 75 spot. Holding for now, haven't added. Just seeing it kind of balance out there. Looking also at the kind of the book, we got like 400 at 169.90s. Going to look to see if that can hold there, get it back up towards 162. Now we're back towards 162.
SNTG looks like some of the sellers are rolling in here, going to drive the price lower.
Added to that Tesla, taking a shot, team, taking a shot.
Meggle trying to bounce off the bottom here. Whoever called that, good stuff. It was Bex.
Bex. Let's go, Bet.
SNTG, if it loses 380 here, we might go down to the next support level. Let's see. On SNTG. This is what I'm looking at right here. This 380 spot. 382 is what I have the candle up at 380 pretty much. If this breaks beneath, I think we go lower here. Still no new positions in the small account challenge. I got cold feet.
Like always, guys, if you're interested, definitely, if you guys want to check out what I'm using now, what you guys see on the screen, check it out, guys. Use the QR code top right corner, or you can just click the link in the description. Let's keep going, team. Let's see what happens here.
I thought you were going to full screen QR code me there, Mitch, so I got out of your way.
Nah, you're good. You don't ever have to get out of the way. I can just do this one. Look, watch. Boom, it goes right over.
Oh, Mitch.
Come on, baby. You know I'm ready to go. Let's get it. All right, let's keep it going here, team. Oh, and we'll see. I mean, Tesla's getting that flush on me right now. I'm like just hand on the trigger here, about to get out, but give me a couple cents here from my risk there, but definitely under. There it goes. Boom. 161.50. I didn't want to hold through that. It already pulled back enough there. Out on Tesla, very small loss. It's smaller than the FCX trade. Just to kind of give you guys the outlook. Why? Because I got the full position. You guys heard me. I was going in the fifths. I got full position there. Tesla, I only got two entries, so I was able to get out.
Big pull on SNTG here.
Yeah, a little pullback there, back down towards the 370s. We'll see what happens. All right, so I'm on strike two, team. So I got to take it easy here. I got to go ahead and try to get into a decent position. Don't want to strike out for the day, but also being smart and not going too big. Apple pulling back now really fast here. Seems like the overall market is topping out a little bit. Yeah, we got a little bit of some topping action here around the 9:45, and then we got a little bit more push into 10 o'clock, but since about 9:53, we started to come on the pullback. AMD reports after Tuesday's report, it's pulling back significantly here right out the gates. You guys can look for maybe if you're looking for pullbacks on that, but definitely AMD pulling back fast here, back down there towards the 90, 89.85 right now is the low and starting to bounce. What about that GOLD trade? Gold coming back a little bit. We'll see if that starts to get a move. It did do a little bit of a dip, now starting to try to recover.
ILAG might be firming up here at the 180.
And Gene.
And by the way, my VWAP in Moomoo different than it is in TD Ameritrade. And I think very close to what it is in Pro. So it just goes to show you that different brokers are going to have different values here. Yeah, my VWAP in Moomoo the same as in Benzinga Pro. So it looks like the TD Ameritrade VWAP being calculated a little bit differently. One of the things to note about Moomoo is that it also has a custom script editor. So that's never been something that I've been good at. But if you're a custom scripter, that functionality exists for you in the Moomoo platform.
Hell yeah, I'm actually interested in checking that out. That's the quant feature in the left-hand side here. I can show you guys that, and definitely you guys got to check out this quant feature. It's pretty cool. I'm going to be working on it so you can actually create a quant strategy, actually give it conditions and things to do, right? Like you're going through a canvas, you can do a back test, and then you can execute your strategy with this. Like it'll do it for you. Like, right? You've always wanted to build an algorithm. Well, guess what? You can go ahead and build your own strategy in Moomoo. Check it out, team. That's with the quant feature. The quant. Where's my quants out there? NVIDIA going higher, 282.12, going against AMD today, right? That's interesting to see that, right? So you see NVIDIA higher there. Will AMD just start playing catch up and start getting a little bit of a dip buy? That's what I'm wondering as I see NVIDIA still pushing and AMD off of its lows.
I'm tinkering with my layout again. Hey man, look, I can't help it. I'm a tinkerer, and this broker does allow you quite a bit of features, so it's actually really, really impressive.
All right, we'll see what else is going on out there. Meta, says Colin. Check it out. I'll take a look at Meta. Let's see what's going on in Meta. It looks like it's coming down a little bit here. Just put a big wick in there on Meta. Don't know what happened there, but that was a pretty big wick there. Do see 300 here at the 89 spot. Looking at the volume here, a lot of in the book here towards 237.50s. So we'll see what happens as that starts coming back down. But Meta with a little bit of a pullback, a lot of volume filling here. I'm keeping an eye on it. I mean, man, it did a nice little gap up again. Will it kind of crack this gap? That's one thing to think about, right? Whoo-hoo. Meta's been strong, man. It's that little gap move. Will it gap down? That's the hard part. Will it ever fill the gap on the downside? We'll see. All right, overall market. Hey, Hendricks, can't just turn everything. What happened? Oh, did we get ISM coming in? Yeah, 10 a.m. Come on, Mitch. Come on, Mitch. I'll be a little sharper tomorrow, team. Definitely ISM. I feel like it's coming in here. Let me go ahead and pull up. I know we got some numbers to come in here. Of course, I got to pull up my Benzinga Pro so that I can get those numbers.
Bitcoin, big move down here in Bitcoin. That's also one of the other things that I really like from Moomoo. You can mix a lot of those things together. It does have Bitcoin feeds, so you can actually monitor the price of some of your different coin pairs right with your stocks.
All right, I'm putting you up, Ryan, as I go ahead and try to pull those numbers really quickly for us.
Yep, all good. I got ISM manufacturing PMI for April 47.1 versus the 46.8 estimate. So that number a little bit hotter than the estimation. Manufacturing PMI for April 50.2 versus the 50.4 estimate.
All right, looking to see that SOX S maybe starts getting a little bit of a lift. It did get a little bit of a push here and now starting to pull back a little bit. Looking at the market overall, it is pulling back here. We'll look at the big bounce. Let's find out. Meta coming down fast there. Looking at it as it starts to come down here. Google looks like it's starting to turn around here. We'll see if it gets a bounce. Apple's
looking like it's trying to take off.
Microsoft pulling back there. Just looking around. Meta's definitely coming down here. All right, we'll see what else is making moves here. Oracle, looking around. Oracle's actually in the green here. So if you're looking for a stock that's strong on the day, this doesn't look too bad. Oracle. Yeah, I like this pattern here on Oracle.
William Reyes wants to take a look at AbbVie. AbbVie, nice move here today on what looks like some pretty good volume here. Take a look at the daily chart. One of the things that's noticeable on AbbVie here, we could be a move through 154 here. You got a nice little gap back up to 161. So to me, if this volume and this trading back up stays strong or stays firm, cross above 154 here, you might have a gap fill.
All right, I like this Oracle move here. Don't mind maybe taking a little bit of a swing trade on this one. This is going to be more of a swing trade, getting a little bit of an entry here. 95.07 here, going to risk off the 94. I really like the daily outlook here, and that's really what it is about. You guys can see here on the daily, I really like how it's kind of giving us a little bit of a flag pattern here, a little bit of a bump up. We'll just look for it to kind of hold these pullbacks to 94, and then start getting back up there towards the 95s, 96. Just was recently at 96.74. Let's see if we can get it back up there to 96 and then a little bit higher. Oracle. FSIL still going. Yeah, it is moving, at least for a cheaper name. That is getting a nice little lift on the day. But that one goes, I usually look to see if Plug can get a little bit of a lift or maybe a little bit of Blink or something like that, but not too much there. As the SPY pulls back, we'll look to see if we get a little bit of a bounce. The SPY is bouncing here a little bit. It's right by VU app. We'll look to see what happens on the day.
Still watching QH here. QH trying to reclaim its VWAP. Looks like it bounced off VWAP here in Pro. Daddy Backstrap, Z is still traveling back from his esports commitment. I see looking at the office thing here, it says that he's traveling.
Little bounce there on that QH there, right around the $4 spot. So it's not a bad area to bounce, right? I mean, you got the VWAP right underneath it, at least for my TC one at 386. So pulled back right now towards 390. So it doesn't look too bad there. There it's back up to 425.
Yeah, QH looks like it's trying to go here.
Yeah, I like that pullback to 4. At least you had the ability to risk there off the kind of the 380s or 375 spot. Made sense risk to reward wise. But like always, we got to be careful, especially when we're talking about like kind of the small account challenge, because like always, one of the things that we can't really be doing too much is getting in and out, in and out, in and out. It's okay if one trade does like really well, right? I don't mind. I'm going to take the profits and I'm going to run. But we got to keep that in mind, right? Small account challenges are hard to work. We'll keep working at it.
It's also hard because the scalping strategy that I've been using here it relies on being able to get out of things if they don't go well, right? You're just trying to collect a pop here. But what I'm trying to do with the small account challenge is maybe stay in something a little bit longer. Market conditions not great for that. And Knox popping here and moving. You guys are right on. Looks like a nice little move away from the VWAP here. We're up a point from that. QH still trying to bounce. Jesse's saying that the desktop app is better than the mobile app. Full disclosure, I do not have the mobile app installed yet. I'm only using the desktop app. So when I give you that feedback on my experience, please understand that is the desktop app that I'm referring to.
Yeah, that's the way we work, right? I mean, we'll see what happens here.
Exactly.
But looking to take a little bit of a shot here in win. MGM I already missed, so I'm going for a little bit of win here. Just grabbed a little bit there of some win. We'll see what happens. Taking a little bit there at 116.79. Bad little fill there. Got a little bit of a pop fill there. But we'll see what happens. It can hold towards the 116.40 area. We'll add towards the 116.50s as I'm looking at MGM push a little bit higher. Of course, that was my top watch. I missed that one, but I'm going into the same industry and going after Wynn Resorts here. We'll see what happens. Win. Are you winning? I'm trying to win.
SNTG might be making a move back up towards its VWAP. Needs to clear out 365 here. A little bit of a seller there.
Yes, and definitely the desktop is the way to go. I mean, that's what I use for just about everything. I'd only trade off my phone if I need to close a position. I don't ever enter a position on my phone. If I need to close something though, I don't mind, right? I mean, hey, I'm out in the open. I'm not at the computer. I can close it on my phone. All right, let's keep it going, team. What else you guys got out there? All right, let's start taking a look a little bit at the market here. NASDAQ stocks that are really high and really moving. So these are your top stocks of the day. A lot of these are going to be kind of more your penny stocks. Of course, we've talked about QH on the day. We've talked about, this is an interesting MDWT. MDWT. This is a smaller one, insurance life. Something had to happen there. This looks like some news that got this one going there. SNTG, not looking too bad there. Also, we'll see what happens on that one. NNOX. You got MTC making a little bit of a move. That's interesting to see that one move. It's at 119. Has kind of a cup and handle pattern. Really nice cup and handle pattern, at least for right now. We'll look to see if it can hold that MTC. And then, of course, if you're looking at some of your bigger names to see how those are doing on the day, let's take a look here. M Powers is doing pretty good. MPWR, that one's looking interesting. Semiconductor name. It's more expensive, but is pushing back here. Doesn't look too bad there. MPWR. All right, that Win, keeping an eye out on Win. And like always, you guys want to get some of these scanners. You always want to use Moomoo here on the right, what you guys see me using. Of course, you guys can hit the link, hit the QR code, get that going there, team. We'll see what happens if I'm able to win on winning.
QH coming back down to 4 here. SNTG not really able to break above 360, which is one of the things we're watching here. ILAG really kind of bled back down. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it happens, team. It happens.
QH, you can see it's coming back into the VWAP here. See if we get another move here in QH.
All right, looking to see if we can start breaking towards the 117 here on Win. All right, a little drop here to 75s.
Yeah, Mark, I'm excited to play around with those. Mark is saying Moomoo also has a nice setup for inflows and outflows, including institutional and big money. Yeah, I noticed that they do have a lot of like those scanners in there. Like Mitch was saying, I'd really like to explore the quant tab. One of the things that I'm using is the unusual option activity. I will say I do like that it identifies the side, but not thrilled. I'd like to see the actual option symbol as opposed to the entire chain here. Just kind of nitpicking a little bit.
I love
like the scanner here.
Love what Mark's talking about. I mean, look at the
too.
stuff that you got here on this Explore tab on the left-hand side. You got institutional action, institutional holdings, first quarter, looking into what's changed in Apple, looking what's changed in Microsoft, right? I think this is very important to kind of look into. If you guys want to go ahead and check this out, of course, you guys can take a look. And what I like about it, it tells you like what's in the vanguard, right? What is it? Computers? Is it e-commerce, electronic? You guys know how I'm always about sector rotation and industry outlook, and this is a lot on that. So if you guys want to check it out, definitely take a look into it. Change in shareholders. It has screeners, of course. We can look at the market hotspots. Let's take a look at the hotspots today. You guys can see semiconductors are up pretty significant amount. Internet content getting down today. Telecom looking well. And the S&P 500 not looking too bad. It pulled back, bounced a little bit. Let's take a see if it takes the next step to the upside. And you see advanced rankings here. You see decliners, amplitude, turnover rankings. So definitely keep your eyes on this. Doesn't look too bad on the day. I see. And it also shows us this advanced decliner line. I love seeing information about this. You guys know how I'm always about like looking in the market to see what's the market breadth on the day. Looks like we're having some more advances today, of course, but it's not in the huge percentage, right? This is the 7, the numbers you see below this. This is the percentage moves, right? How big are these stocks moving? We'll see what happens. There's
SN
win now making another step up. I'm going to add to this win and kicking it to you, my friend.
Yep, SNTG moving here through that 360, went right to the VWAP and through. So it looks like we're trying to retake 4 and go higher here on SNTG. A little bit of size there. And I'm trying to compare the I'm trying to compare Thinkorswim's level 2 to Moomoo's, and they look pretty spot on.
Yeah, pretty spot on. I got access to the free ARCA book. So if you want to do that, Ryan, I don't know if you did set that up, but definitely you can get access to the ARCA book. And then I'm thinking about, of course, showing you guys a little bit. I want to show you guys a little bit more on the NASDAQs. So I might just, at least for Moomoo, pay for the data so I can show you guys right to the right on how you guys can start really using NASDAQ book. I'm really looking to see where the bigger orders are. But that's a little bit more confusing. But you guys let me know if you guys are interested in learning things like that.
SNTG getting rejected here at the $4 level. Looks like it did pop above briefly, but sold back down beneath.
All right, let's see what happens in win. Did get an ad on that, looking to see this start taking into the 117s. It's at 116.91. Let's see what we can do on this one, team. Can we really get this one to keep going and finally get myself into a little bit of that green action? Oracle's working well. That's going to be the swing trade, though. That's 95.07. Now we're at 116.96 here. Average for me is 116.81 on win. With that ad, we'll see if it takes off in the 117. Gets towards first stop 117.28. I think we can get up there towards the intraday high 117.86 and start to push. We'll see.
A couple of things here. Jay Rice saying Portillo's grinding higher. Ryan, it's been really strong recently. Remember, Portillo's not in the small account challenge. Portillo's is in my normal investment account, and I'm long from 17. So generally speaking, I don't like talking about a position that I'm in when the price is higher. I don't want to do anything to instill, talking about a stock that's lower after I already bought it. But we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It is grinding higher. Again, I have a long-term approach on there. Nice to see the volume here, though. Generally a pretty thin stock. Good volume out of the gate here on Portillo's. Good spot there, Jay. I'm long and strong on that one. The other thing here is Ryan here. Stay focused asking Ryan, data on Moomoo versus Toss. So one of the things, I have not played around with all of the features yet that require all of these different data things. Mitch just mentioned a data package that I didn't even know I had access to. So as I play around with that, I'll probably have a more developed position. But so far for basic trading, looks really good. It's snappy. I'm having some trouble sharing it. Noel, you want us to keep charting here on BZ Pro. I'm definitely going to do that. This is where a majority of my charts are. By the way, SNTG moving here. That 360 break was great. 365 break, excuse me, here. Really good. SNTG, maybe we push up towards 5. Looks like we're going to try to clear this out. I have no position in it. Still kind of fumbling with the controls here on Moomoo. But no, we'll do that. We're going to keep using Pro. We do want to show the broker as far as entries and where the stock is actually going and some of the different tools that you guys can use.
Definitely. And if you guys have some feedback and you guys want us to make the charts a little different, you guys always feel free, right? You guys know us. We're always flexible. We're always trying to make it the best we can do. And like always, we're going to be, of course, an absolute free show. And with that being mentioned, sometimes we might get sponsorships to try to help us continue pushing forward. And I'll tell you one thing, team. Cha-ching, cha-ching, let's go. Let's get this moving. Let's get this win going. 117.22s. Looking for a little bit more here, a little bit of a pop to sell some into the offer here. Let's see if I can get it out on just a little bit more. Just looking for a little bit more on this to sell the first piece here on win. We're at 117.25 on the offer. Can we get through it into the 30s? First stop there, 32s. That's where I want to kind of take some off at 31. We'll look to see if it can get up there, take some profit, and then leave the rest for that nice little run. This will go ahead and cover at least one of those losses that we got, that I got. So we'll see what happens there. 117.25. There's 117.30s. Boom. There you go. We should sell out half there. Boom, got it. There we go. Just got that half out there. Got it out at 117.32. So not a bad little fill there. There we go, team. We're not looking too bad here. We just took some profit there. Now we're going to look to see if this can continue riding higher and push to the next spot.
SNTG right back to VWAP here. This is one of the things I wanted to avoid, which is why I didn't chase it. Would have been a decent trade on the 365 break, but again, just a tad slow on that. We're going to try and sharpen that up here. Maybe this moves again here. You know what? Maybe I am going to take a stab at this.
Don't worry, Grateful God. I'll make sure we get paid for that one. Let's get it moving. I like it. I like it.
I knew you were going to come up with something, Mitch. I just knew it.
Always, my friend. Got to enjoy life. Got to enjoy it out there. You guys out there, keep battling in your trading like always. Processed approach. This is not for investment advice. And you guys, like always, smash the like. All right. Well, we got first profits out there. I'm looking to see if Win can continue going higher. Of course, MGM was my top watch today, and I missed that one. But I went with the laggard play. But look at MGM today. What a nice move there. Why was I looking at MGM? Because, of course, earnings after the bell, and stocks like to sometimes run into those earnings, right? So MGM, and then when you told me about the Macau news, I was like, yeah, that means MGM's definitely one of those in play today. And you guys can see it taking off there. I'm not in that one, but nice move there to 46. It started the day opening price 45.38. Opening price was 45.36. Not too bad on the day for MGM.
Part of me wants to take SNTG here off that VWAP bounce.
Yeah, I like the free level too. I mean, you can't get that too many. They're definitely paying up for it, for you to have it. All right, let's see what else is going on. Now can Win continue to push higher and get to the next level. Next stop for me is going to be at least a 40 spot, but we already kind of tapped that. We went to 34. I'm looking for the push through that level towards the 117.86.
IDEX. Oh, that's just a 4-cent stock. Never mind.
What's up, Hendrix?
What has me worried about SNTG right now, it looks like it wants to push away from this VWAP, but a big knife has me worried as we're currently right beneath it. There's your little bit of a pullback. Just felt a little heavy. I so badly want to take something.
Yeah, I know how it is, Ryan. I'm going to be looking at stuff, but I'll be patient today. That's one of my things. I definitely, when I come back, I know that I'm not in tune with the market.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, that's totally how it is.
You got to take some time, right? And start working your way back. I mean, day trading is a little bit easier because I can just come in and out. I'm renting it. But there's going to be another thing with this small account. My idea is to try to get some of these smaller names, get some day trading action, maybe ride it up for a certain nice win, and then ride it out for the overnight. But we'll see what happens. The overnight is probably going to be the best because, of course, then I don't have to worry too much about the PDT, right? But we'll see what happens.
That's one of the things that I'm looking for too. Yeah. And that's the other thing. If I take something overnight when the show is not going on, I will update you as soon as we're back on the air of where I took that and where the entry was and then what we're looking for. So I'll keep that in mind in case we take any of those. You won't miss any of that.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll try to do our best to try to keep up with it, try to get you guys an outlook of how it's going, how it's working. And like always, team, there's no guarantees. Like always, it's going to be tough for us to turn around an account of 500, but we wanted to show you guys that it can be done and we'll be working at it. Like always, smash the like.
And Ryan here saying it's a good lesson for small accounts not to rush into trades for the sake of trading. This, I think, is not spoken enough. I know a lot of people say, be careful, be tactical. That has a different definition for everybody. But the reality here is like we just got this account. We've got a new challenge. I want to trade it. Like I really want to do that, but I don't have the same rules, if you will, that were available on my normal account here. So I'm trying to dial it back. I'm fighting this right now, Ryan. And I'll tell you something else. When I had my first $500 account, this is what I did. As soon as it was ready to go, I went out and bought some OTC pot stock and it didn't go well, right? And part of that was because I just wanted to trade so badly, I rushed into something. That's what I'm trying to avoid in this challenge, because what I'd really like to do is be able to grow this to a pattern day trading account to A, show you that it's possible, but B, show you that, patience ends up paying in the end here. Real quick, SNTG, this is the exact move that I was trying to avoid. Let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick. It really looked like it was going to try and push away from this VWAP, but this knife on sell volume, this is what I was trying to avoid. And this, again, not being in this, not taking a loss here, not blowing a day trade early. Let's see if this ends up firming up here. Maybe I will take some of this.
NVIDIA is strong today, even though AMD is still weaker. That's interesting to find out. All right, just keeping an eye on Win. LVS also doing well on the day. So if you guys are into the resorts and casinos, those are actually doing pretty decent today.
Daddy Backstrap, will y'all be trading any options in the $500 accounts? Yes, I would imagine that this is the case. But again, options, well, you can make a lot more with them. You can also lose money really quickly. And again, just kind of going back to the discipline conversation that we're having, I'm trying not to blow that. I am curious to see how Zunaid handles this, because he's normally really good with those options.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, one of the things is we're going to show you guys the processed approach to this, right? I mean, at the end of the day, this is not for us to kind of show you guys how to not work accounts, right? We're going to try to show you guys the right ways. And it's all for you guys to learn from us, right? Strengths and weaknesses. It doesn't give us any guarantees, but I'll tell you one thing. I know that Ryan and I and Zunaid will be working hard to see who can outdo the other one. We'll find out.
No question.
If not, I'm sending Zunaid to Kroger. You guys know that one.
I saw that one coming a mile. You know what would be hilarious is if you hit a monster Kroger trade, because poor Zunaid, he'd never hear the end of that.
Oh my God, you have no idea. We're going to have to set some bets or something. And I think one of my bets is going to have to be that if Zunaid loses, he has to go apply to Kroger's. He has to go in the store, ask for an application, and apply, baby.
So when you say Kroger's, do you mean multiple Kroger's or just any Kroger?
Oh, we'll give him his local Kroger's. We'll find one nearby. All right, we'll see what else is going on out there. You guys smash it up, and don't worry about it, team. What we can do is maybe next month we can also include you guys in it. I'm looking at a way to maybe do a little bit of a competition for us. Of course, if it's with you guys, we don't want to kind of advise you guys or try to push you guys. So what we'll do in that sense is we're looking at maybe next month potentially opening up like our own just live trading with Benzinga's paper trading account, maybe something like that, a little competition that we can do it with you guys out there, because we want to get you guys involved. But you guys keep battling. What you got, Ryan?
I'm in. I am in SNTG 370 here. So this is what we're waiting for. 100 shares, 370 on SNTG. I'll let you know where we go. Currently at 375. I'd like a move back towards 450 here on SNTG.
All right, I'll let you do your thing, man. I'm gonna put it up at least from here, and then you tell us what you see out there. Let me get the level 2s up here. Let me see what I see on the level 2 for you. Oh, I see a nice little big guy there at
386.
386, right? That's why it's so important, right, team? We can see it down here. You see this little bar right here? This is that 1,000 order right there, and that's not 1,000 shares. That's a little bit more than 1,000. That's probably what, like 1 million? That's 100,000 shares, or is that?
No, those are the shares. That's going to be 1,000 shares. That would be represented as 10 in Thinkorswim.
Oh, all right. There you go. That's my thing, Ryan. Appreciate you, Ryan.
Yep. I'm figuring. Hey, we're figuring it out together, Mitch. We're figuring it out together.
Man. That's what it's about, right? And we'll see if we can get back up there. I like how it has this bar. It also shows you that a lot of it right now is off of the offer. A lot of the sizing is on the offer, and that's normal. What you want to be seeing is kind of the bids jumping up, right? And kind of leveling on the bid side. So you can see here also from this little kind of slope action that there's more buyers than sellers. That already just shows you that, right?
Yeah.
Now it's all about how many can the supply drive the demand higher through this supply.
And one of the things that you're going to notice is that bar at the top that you were just showing, this is one of the things I've been watching this morning. Look at that. Look how quickly it changes. So here's the thing. You can use that information to help you determine, but I wouldn't necessarily make a trade based off that alone, right? Get an 100%. Idea of what the order book looks like. But yeah.
All right, first move there towards the 84s. We'll see if we can get back there into the 4s for you, Ryan. We'll see, man.
We'll see.
Let's see if it gets moving.
Long at 370.
All right, wind pulling back here. It might stop me out, team. It's pulling back right to the VWAP. I kind of don't want to hang in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out here.
Great feedback. Great feedback here from ICCSMMC. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what your name's supposed to be. I'll try and pronounce that a little bit quicker. Great show, guys. Please make the Moomoo price numbers as large as possible, as large as on Pro, and add the watermark. That's great feedback. I will look into that, see if there's a way to add a watermark so that you can see what the actual stock is, and we'll try and adjust the size. Again, with this being the first day, we are definitely figuring some of that out.
I didn't all this down, team, so I'll get it down and I'll make sure that we make some adjustments.
Stay focused. Ryan, does Moomoo allow you to short with such a small account? Maybe, but that's not part of my trading thesis. There's no way I'm going to adopt that for a small account challenge if I don't do that with my regular account. I'm sure it's possible. I'll see if I can get you a definitive answer on that, but I haven't tried it, and I hope to not accidentally fat finger a short.
My parents don't think the crow has a real job. It's all good. Don't worry. When you take them out on a nice cruise, Crow, and then they'll realize something's a little different.
Yeah, you know, actually a funny story here. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but we interviewed Madaz one time, and he was telling us that, you know, his parents don't necessarily understand the trading career. He said it really brought everything home when he took his mom to Paris, which is something she's always wanted to do. I thought that was one of the coolest stories in the world. You know, we all are trying to make money here, but when you hear real life stories about making your family happy, really, really awesome stuff. I'm sure there's a bunch of people in here that would love to do something like that. We got Mother's Day coming up. I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, but that story stuck with me. He's a hell of a trader. My God.
All right, Q's pulling back here. Starting to look at maybe SQQQ here for a little bit of a move. We'll look to see if it can go higher there. I got out of the wind there, but I do see your. I won't talk about it too much, Ryan.
It's moving up so far. We'll see.
Yeah, it's looking good for you, my friend. Glad to hear it. Glad to see it. I'm looking at the SQQQs around the 29 spot here. 29.10s maybe as an entry for a move back above, but really the market's not really moving much today, so we haven't really gotten far.
There's a move on SNTG.
Oh, 419s, 420s, man. All right, doesn't look too bad there, my man, Ryan.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this just for you, Mitch.
Dun, dun.
I'm going to put my sell limit order. This is going to burn one of my day trades here on my account, folks. I'm going to put that order out at 420. Mitch, get me filled at 420. This is just for you. Pop up to 420 SNTG. Come on.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. We'll find out, baby. Will we get it, baby? You guys smash up the like. You guys are seeing my man getting after it. Small account. You guys hit the like. All right, let's see if we can get it, baby. It's that day.
Well, I see it. Yep, sell. Boom. Filled.
It's because I brought the Snoopy, baby. Snoop took care of that for you, Ryan. Yeah.
All right, we're going to ring the register. Trade 1 of 1 in Moomoo is done here. Let me see. I know we're dealing with some of the sharing issues here. Let me see if I can share this, though, real quick.
Yeah, you
share
should be able to
window. See, it doesn't show me all of the Moomoo things. Let me see if I can find that.
Nice little pullback there. Now the SQQQ is starting to lift. Apple going lower here. I could see start to see that break. The SPY also. So I could see stocks going lower here just for a little while. And one stock that was super strong now starting to turn around is NVIDIA. So I'm thinking about shorting off of this, the 284s, 283.75 spot here. But that's just because it's the strongest stock, and then it could pull back to the VWAP. That'd be mean reversion style trading, but we'll see what happens. What you got, Ryan?
Okay, so here you go. So you can see right in here. Here is the screen. Remember, we started with $500. I am currently up to $550. We made 10% today. in one trade. I did have to burn up one of my day trades. Let me see if that should, yeah, right in here. So you can see Moomoo's going to tell you, right? I got this, your day trade in a 5-day period is going to be 3. Moomoo is telling me exactly how many I have. By the way, SNTG going higher here, 430. We did get our 420 fill from our 370 entry. This should tell you all of it. Let's see. This is total PNL. Yeah, this is going to give you the P. Yep, here we go. So average cost was 370. Sell here. This, I don't know why it says 419. I put the limit order in for 420, so I'm not quite sure. And we're getting round numbers on the P&L, so clearly that's working.
I mean, it could have filled you maybe 419 and like some cents there, maybe.
Well, the thing is that my balance is round, so I'm just kind of wondering what's going. But again, this is new. We're kind of learning what's going on here. Let me see if there might be other here. Let's see today. Here we go.
10% day. Look at that, my boy. 10% day.
10%. And by the way, can you pull up SNT here? No. Oh no, it's gonna change.
I got you. I'll put it on my screen. I have it already up. There you go.
Yeah, see the big knife? See the big knife? So this is why we took it here. Now here's the thing. Let's talk a little bit about process. We just showed you the actual trade. Let's talk a little bit about process here. We saw SNTG making some of these moves back and forth. We know that it's liable to pop and drop. Mitch, one of the things that you did is you said you took a look at it, the history of the chart, saw this go up, come back in. We know that that's what it's done in the past. So we're pretty sure that's what it's going to do here yet again. So for me, one of the things that I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to say, okay, if we get gains based on the strategy here, take them. I've got the day trades to burn. I'm not going to be able to do this every day, but I've got them here. I want to get my feet wet with the new broker. We did it. We took 10% of the entire account value here, and we're moving up. So we're going further.
Love it, Ryan. That is my trade of the day today. Definitely the trade of the day. And team, if you guys want to check out Moomoo for yourself, hit the QR code there. You guys can just kind of pull out the phone, get it going there, or you guys can click the link down in the description. I'll also throw up the link here on the right so you guys can check it out and join in, right? I mean, you guys feel free to definitely check it out. Check out the tools that it has to offer. And like I mentioned earlier today, if you want to do a competition, go ahead and join up. You guys can be joining up the Benzinga competition right now. It's for the month, but hey, I'm sure they'll have one next month. You guys smash it up. Let's keep going.
And real quick, Born a Male here saying, never seen Ryan so excited. Yes, let me address that. So one of the things that I've done with my regular account is, and I've told you this every single day, I'm doing the best I can to try and control my emotions. So when I'm on my regular, oh, by the way, SNTG big pop here, 470. Wow. In any case, when I'm trying to, in my normal account, I have a system down. I have a pattern down. I try not to let myself get too high. If I'm taking scalps, they're often, they're not a whole lot. This is 10% of the account. I even told Mitch before we went on, Mitch, I'm worried about blowing this account up. I've done 3 small accounts in my life, and I'm 1 for 3 on them. This is going to be the 4th attempt at it. So I really I really want to make this good for you guys. And so, yes, I am definitely excited that the first trade we took in the competition was a 10% winner. Definitely excited about that. What I'm not excited about, and let me show you what I mean here, Mitch. So when I'm on this screen and I go back to hit my layout, it like refreshes the platform, so it kills the window. That's the one thing I want to figure out. We'll do that here in a little bit. Let me go ahead and show you and share my screen here. So I might have been a little too excited here to begin with, right?
Just a little bit.
Here's Benzinga Pro. Okay, look at the move SNTG just did. Now here's the thing, guys. This was a pullback to the VWAP and a big rocket on volume. Really, the only way I was going to be able to stay in that is if I didn't want to take those gains early. That was my plan going in. So I'm not terribly pissed here. It would have been nice to have a little bit more profit. We got the 420 fill for Mitch, though. So it's not the end of the world. So, it is what it is. We would have got a full point out of this. We'll try and tighten that up and adjust this process going forward here.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with taking gains. And if the stock keeps going, that only tells you what? More along, hey, you were probably in the right stock today. maybe not getting all the gains, but that's not what it's about, right? We're here to get a piece, not the whole pie, baby. Not the whole pie. I'll tell you right now, it's almost impossible to get the whole pie every time. So if you can take a piece and eat, well, you ain't doing too bad today, Ryan, right? You're eating on the table today. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just glad I took something, honestly. That's
it
the
takes
big
the
thing.
stress a little bit out too, right? Now you got the first one done. Now you know, all right.
Bingo.
It worked. The execution worked. You saw it go through. You saw it kind of come through the platform. And one thing that you guys can learn from that, right, is whenever you're going into a new platform, make sure you have, some strength underneath your belt, understanding, right? You see us right now. We're working through it. And that's what's important too. Just like you guys, new traders out there, you always got to work and maybe reach out to Moomoo to get some better understanding of features. Look at their help docs. Things like this are always going to push you forward.
Now by the way, right now, what I'm doing is I'm adjusting on the fly. I'm making sure I save my layout. I'm learning things from the mistakes that I make here. The order entry tools are different than Thinkorswim. And remember, on the first SNTG trade, I tried to buy it at that break. What was that? The 350 break. And because I hadn't accepted the disclosure, I had to do that first, and then I missed the trade. So I'm really happy with myself now that instead of just chasing after that unforeseen problem, I was actually patient about it. We had to wait another hour here just about until we got another chance at that setup, but we hit that setup, and that's going to be key. So now I know going in, I've already accepted that disclosure. I'm probably not going to be told that I'm doing something risky here because they've already told me, and I should be able to execute real quickly. One thing I will say is someone was asking me about the data earlier. The one thing I will say is that the fills happen really, really fast. It absolutely seemed responsive. I pressed that buy button. My order was out there. And in fact, on the sell order, I wasn't even sure it got filled because it just happened so quickly. So execution looks good. Data looks good so far. We're going to keep expanding this as we use it some more.
All right.
15 now for SNTG. Big move here. Hopefully the rest of you guys hit that.
I'm looking at one right now that I'm thinking about taking a shot on, but it's definitely going to be more of that kind of swing style if I take it. CXAI, what are you thinking about this chart right now?
Yo, Mitch, let's talk about CXAI because last week while you were gone, Andy absolutely crushed CXAI. I think he had like an 820, 850 entry. He was looking for 100%, ended up selling it in the 12 area. The next day, it actually went to his 100%. So CXAI, great trade there by Andy last week. The team got it. Real quick, Team Cheek asking Lord Ryan, what percentage of your account went into that trade? I cannot tell you how happy I am to see this question. Again, with small accounts, it's going to be very, very difficult to stick to that 2% to 5% of your account in any trade maximum. It's very, very difficult. I bought 100 shares at 370. I spent 370 of my total capital to buy that 100 shares. So 370 out of 500, ended up making 10% on the entire account value, closed it for a $50 gain. My $500 account is now worth $550. Great question, though. And here's the thing with the small account. Sometimes you're going to have to do that. Again, this is not a stock where I'm going to spend over 50% of the account value, hold it overnight, expose myself to whatever's going to happen. It doesn't work like that. I knew going in, I wanted a pop here. I was looking for above 4. Once we moved above 4, I put out the sell order at 420 for Mitch. We ended up getting it. That was it. We had a plan. We executed the plan. I'm not crying over the fact that this stock has run another $1.60 from the exit. We hit our first trade. We're going to try and capture some of these bigger moves going forward.
That's what it's all about. Definitely, team. You like always, guys, definitely click the link in the description if you guys are interested in Moomoo and the benefits it has to offer. And one of the things also is if you deposit a certain amount, you can earn up to 15 free stocks. So maybe that just makes sense for you guys just to get the free stocks, right? Well, check it out, team. You guys can definitely hit the link and learn more about it. Of course, check out Moomoo. One thing that I thought was really interesting, did you see this, Ryan? On the bottom right, they have this little like fire symbol. And what it is, it's a market monitor for unusual activity. They got block buy there on Amazon. So it looks like there's a block buy that just went through here. It was about 100 at 103.50, 124,000 going through there on Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon, how it's trading after that, right? You guys can see Amazon right now. Let's go ahead. Let's pull it on up here. Let's take a look at the chart. You guys can see how it's going down from that moment and definitely took a hit. Could have been a sell there at the 103s, right? And that's coming down really quickly here. We'll see what happens on that. But I think it's interesting to kind of catch that. And looks like this is their market monitor for unusual activity. And you can see swift fall, a fall of 7%. So it looks like SoFi took a really quick dip. And things like this can definitely help you find trades. And then you can start taking a look. Look how SoFi made that dip.
Look at SNTG, guys. Look at SNTG. I mean, Mitch, can you pull this up? This thing is going crazy. We're at 620 now.
Oh my God.
And real quick, Smoke Tuna hit SNTG 420 to 550. You did better than I did. Awesome stuff. Couple of things I wanted to address here real quick, Mitch. Stay focused asking Ryan, how much were you willing to risk on that trade? So a lot of it has to do with the price action. I would say in that particular trade at the 370 entry, I'm probably going to look to cut at 350, but a lot depends on how it was trading. Again, if you take a look at the chart, 350 really produced the last downside support. So a break of that support would have probably chased me out. Love seeing that question too, because that shows me you're actually thinking about the plan, not just what happened. One more thing here. Mark is saying, if you figure out the phantom screen issue, let me know. I'll do the same. Mark, I will absolutely do that. One of the things that we're going to try to do here is do a screen sharing that is outside of the web browser. We're actually going to try and use another program to facilitate that screen sharing, and we might get less flicker issues if that's the case. We'll update you on that. We still got some more tinkering to do here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but definitely what a trade. AJ, even giving you a shout out there. Shout out to my man AJ out there tuning in. The Crow and Wellness Matters calling out JPM. Let's take a look. I think he was talking about JPM long. And I see you, Wellness Matters. It doesn't look too bad at all right now as it starts to get a little bit higher here. You can see JPM starting to push back here. With that one being said, look at this FAS that I was talking about earlier. Oh, that 63 pullback fill. I never got it there. I canceled it when we were starting to come down fast because of the data that came out. But look at that move there in FAS now moving higher. It doesn't look too bad at all here. I'll go to the 5 minute so you guys can see it cleaner here. And nice little move back higher as you're starting to see banks go higher. Maybe Bank of America a trade here. Doesn't look too bad here at all. I like this little pullback for Bank of America. I'm getting a little entry here in Bank of America. I got 29.43s really quickly here. So I like the way that this pattern is setting up. I'm going to look for this to come back to the highs on Bank of America. Kicking it to you, Ryan. If you want, share your other charts so you can show.
I sure do. Let me show. I just discovered this as we're talking, folks. I absolutely love this feature, and I think we are going to love this for the small account challenge. Look what I just noticed. So remember, this is the layout that I told you I set up here this morning for the small account challenge. I just noticed that on the chart in here, it gives me little up the screen flicker. Let's see if I do this, and then this. No, see why? There we go. Oop. That's not, there we go. Nope. So this has to do with the size of the window. It's gotta be because it's changing around. God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just a part of it.
Real quick. You see these little, oh no, it keeps cutting out on me.
Sorry about that, team. We'll get it fixed.
Figure it out. Anyway, what I was trying to say here is that there are little flags on the chart that show you where your trade was. So it tells me where I put the order and where the order was filled. And actually, now that the price action has already happened, you can see that I actually filled it right at resistance, right? It came back in at that resistance level before taking the next leg up. So if you're in a bigger day trade, if you're not in the small account challenge, if you don't have to worry about the PDT, this is an excellent example of where you should actually scale out before so that you can expose yourself to this bigger move. Yeah, Mitch, at some point today, even if it's after hours, let's work together and see if we can resolve this. I'm way too excited to not be able to share this screen for the group.
I got you, my friend. Folks. You know I got the fix already. You just I kind of got in today, so we'll figure it out. I got you later, Ryan. We'll have both screens ready to go tomorrow. All right, let's keep it going, team. The Crow moves on from SNTG too early, but still in QH. Hey, it's all good, Crow. Like always, you're not going to get them all, but hopefully you save some for us, Crow.
Yeah, Mark, this is actually one of the things that I used to do here. One of my computer setup has 4 monitors arranged in a T. It's actually got 5 because I use a 2-computer setup, but that's neither here nor there. In the old days, I had a 1080p monitor, so I could just share the monitor, and whatever window I brought up, it made it very, very easy for me to share. Now I've got a 4K screen, so if I share a 4K screen, you folks on 1080p are not going to be able to see a damn thing on that screen. So what I try to do is resize the window and share the window. But you're right. It seems to be that when you're sharing a window, you run into some of these little sharing snafus. That's what Mitch and I are going to try to clean up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, team. I got an already solution, so we'll figure it out. Can you do MGM, pump and pow, coming in? All right, let's take a look there. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. Let's go to MGM. Let's see how it's doing. It's probably pulling back a little bit. I saw wind got me out, of course, when it came back here towards my entry, but it's held pretty strong. One thing that I would say about this is that you could definitely draw like kind of a trend line up and just kind of ride that trend line, right? So as long as this trend line doesn't break, this thing looks strong, right? I'd be looking for this to kind of hold trend. You can do this also with using kind of just moving averages, right? It depends on what you want to use. But sometimes you could just draw the trend line and just look for it to pull back there, but not break it on the downside action. And here you see it, 46.12s. For me, this was more like I talked about it before the market opened. I just wanted to see this kind of make moves based off of the earnings that's coming up. I wasn't necessarily going to stay in it. You guys can see here some EMAs that you guys can look at to kind of stay with this. Looks like we have EMA 10 here that is really holding on pullbacks, and even closer in EMA 5. So I like that you can kind of click on and click off the indicators. Also, you guys can use Bollinger Bands. Maybe that's the higher end right here towards 46.27. You've seen it hit multiple times on the top side of the Bollinger Band. So there's a lot of kind of moving averages you guys can use. And what I like about it is you can just click on it and click right off of it. So like if I wanted to add VWAP, I can add VWAP and just have it on there, and I could always click right back off. All right, where is the resistance? Let's go to the further out chart, right? Let's go to the hourly chart. Let's see what else, where we could find this resistance, right? If we look to the left, there isn't much resistance, so we might have to go towards kind of the daily or the weekly outlook to see where we're finding some resistance on this, right? So let's go ahead, let's get towards it. Let me get towards the recent price action and see what we're having. So it looks like we're trying to get through the resistance right now, 46.20s. 46.20 seems like a big resistance there. It's prior to weekly resistance, so it's probably going to be pretty strong there. And we've gone up here multiple times in the 46.20 area and failed before. Let's see if we can get a close above 46.50s, 46.20s today. And if it gets through that level, you'll be through the weekly highs, which should give us a nice little up look. But of course, the earnings tonight will change all of that. All right, we'll see what else is going on. If you're watching this, you are the resistance. We'll see what happens. Definitely smash the like. Walter liked that one. So did Lensley. There you go, team. You guys know it. We have a good time here. That's what it's all about on live trading with Benzinga. So smash the like if you guys enjoyed today's show. We'll be out of here in just about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to wrap up a little bit before 11, but you guys definitely smash the like if you guys have been enjoying what we've been doing today. And I did see a question earlier how you guys can join the small account challenge. That's not what it's about, team. What it's about is about you guys learning from Ryan, I, and Zunaid. It's not necessarily for a challenge for you guys to come into it. What we want you guys to do is learn more from our process. Like I talked about it, if we want to do a challenge, we'll probably do a paper trading competition next month or something like that where we can include you guys. Because at the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to show you guys processed approach. That's what it's about here. That's why Ryan and I do this. We really want you guys to continue learning different ways to continue pushing forward. Of course, we don't have all the answers for you, but we will try to bring as much education as possible. All right, let's keep pushing and see what else we can get into. BAC turning around on me now, starting to pull back. It doesn't look as good as it did. It's about to stop me out if it goes through 29.35s here. And that'll be strike 3 for me. And that'll be enough for me today. We'll see what happens as we're starting to pull back there. We came back to the 36. Let's see if it can hold the 35. Get back up above towards the 29.50.
My cat's yelling at me. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know how it is. Don't worry. Hendrick's been mad at me too because I left him for too long.
Yeah, and Crow, this is actually a really good thing. Moomoo
Yeah.
has paper trading, and full disclosure here, I broke one of my rules. One of the things that I tell people all the time is when you get a new broker, paper trade first. Well, in honor of this show, I didn't do that. So shame on me for not listening to my own suggestion here. But you're right. Moomoo does have paper trading built in. Maybe that's something we'll use it for, Mitch.
Yeah, I went 1 for 4 today. Not too bad, J2K. And it happens. Sometimes you're going to go over 3. Sometimes you go 1 for 4. That's why I always keep what? Profit to loss ratio in mind, right? Because if I make one good trade, it should cover other trades. That's the way I go about it. But like always, you guys choose your own risk assessment. And Crow, for the paper trading, I just talked about it, and I'll talk about it again. They right now have a paper trading competition right now going on where you could get Benzinga Pro for free if you join that competition. And the first place prize is $1,500 in cash coupons. And all participants receive that Benzinga Pro. So definitely open your account, deposit today. You will receive up to 15 free stocks. Click the link, guys. Click the description below. If you guys also just want a link that you can click, I'll also throw it up here in the chat. We're going to start wrapping it up here, team. And Wendy, we love you too. All the way from Panama. I love it. Love it. Definitely. Shout out to you. And definitely we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I do got the swing trade of Oracle on. I got BAC. I didn't take my shot today in the account, but you guys see I'm ready to go. I'm excited to talk about it. We'll see what happens here in the account. Of course, right now I'm just standing at the 500. You guys can see right there, standing at the 500. Got my 3 day trades left, but Ryan got 2, and it ain't a bad one to get to. And like always, one thing that you saw from Ryan there is he said, you know what? I'm going to use up one of my day trades here. It seems to make sense. I can take my profit and run, especially on the first trade. There's no need to go crazy on the first trade. And I think that you did very well with that, Ryan. So shout out to you. And I think Buddy is giving you a shout out also.
He's giving me a shout out, but it's for attention. It's not for the trade because he is a spoiled little man. But no, you're right. I just wanted to get that first one under my belt, right? And you're right. Taking a more riskier trade was allowed by the fact that I had a day trade. So in case that didn't work, I was going to be able to get out of it without really getting hurt. Now, easy for me to say, stocks up here trading at 555. We might have another runner on our hands. Watch this one here, 650, your intraday high. If it breaks that, you might have another opportunity later today.
All right, team, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Ryan and I back at it. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Like always, you guys smash the like. If you guys enjoyed today's show, hit the share button down below. Let everybody know about our trading competition. Or if you guys just want to check out our action, right? We're always about process here. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Have a good one. And like always, Ryan, it's good to see you and be back with you, my friend.
Welcome back, Mitch.
Always good. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Hit the like button. And like always, you guys can check me out on Start Swing Trading later today. And we were sponsored by Moomoo today, of course, partnered with them. And you guys can check them out. Like always, hit the link down below for more information. See you next time, team.